Hey everybody, Melody here. I'm so happy to be back. I know I didn't post a couple days ago like I usually do. It's because I am currently in Tennessee. I'm in a car right now, in a parking lot, about to go get some food at a juice bar. But I've had this on my heart for a while now, and I wanted to upload it on Friday for From the Heart Friday, and I know it's Monday, but I really wanted to just go ahead and share it with you. As most of you know, I went to Outcry in Columbus a couple weeks ago. I still have the wristband on. But it was just a really beautiful night, and I wanted to share some things that the Father laid on my heart about that night. I kind of already shared it with you if you follow me on Instagram. I kind of shared my heart on being present. And what I usually do for big traveling event type things like that, I vlog. And I know that there wasn't a vlog, and I'm about to explain why. This is actually how I started out the day. Let's just show you how much I filmed. Hi! We're going to another concert.
Go figure.
And Mom's with us this time. Hi, Mom. Yeah. Right now, we are in Columbus, Ohio, and we're going to get some pho.
At 6-1 Pho.
At 6-1 Pho. We were trying to figure out which restaurant we wanted to go to. There was like a bunch of different pho places, or pho, if you pronounce it like that. But the name of this one was 6-1 Pho, and so we are going to that one just because
3-2-8-4-9-7.
just because we like the name. So that's where we're going next. See you there. As you can tell from the footage, I pretty much filmed everything leading up to the actual event that you guys probably wanted to see. And that's probably a little disappointing. Here are a couple clips from that night. Let me tell you what happened during that day. We drove to Columbus, got some boba, got some pho, and then we went to a coffee shop to meet up with some people from Elevation, and then we went to the actual event and sat in for a Q&A, and I asked a question. Melissa Helser answered me, so that was really special just in that. And then after that, I was walking around and I met some of you, which was beautiful. I loved meeting you all. That really made me happy because I didn't know if anyone would actually show up that knew me, but there were actually a few of you that did, and it was really special meeting you and hugging you and featuring you on the story and everything. When the event started, I was standing there and they did this really pretty opening of where basically all the teams are together and they're singing kind of like a medley of worship songs, and it was just also that bird song is beautiful. I love spring, guys. Okay, back to what I was saying. I was standing there just taking in the moment, and I had my camera out. I was ready to vlog everything that was happening as I usually do. I was up on the side, and there was just thousands of people in that room just lifting their hands and their hearts and their voices to God. And I remember just putting down the camera and hearing the Lord speak to my heart and just saying to put it down and enjoy it while it's happening. I wasn't looking at it with my own eyes. I was watching it happen through a screen when it was happening all around me, and I wanted to take in that moment, and I felt the Lord just tell me to be present. He's been teaching me a lot about being present with him in every moment. Like even sitting in this car, I'm just like, so Holy Spirit. And I just talk to him all the time, guys. It might sound a little crazy, but that's okay. But anyways, that night I remember just putting my camera down, and then just enjoying the intro. And then Stephanie came and got us, and we went backstage and met Elevation. It was such a great experience. I pretty much forgot how to talk. I remember standing there and just smiling, and my heart's like beating in my chest. I'm like, wow, these people have taught me a lot, and I'm standing right here, and they're actually looking at me and wanting to know about who I am and all of this. And it was surreal, guys. It was beautiful, and here's some pictures. After meeting them and experiencing all of that, I remember walking back out, and here's a really special video of me meeting a woman who has, oh my goodness, taught me so much through her gift of playing piano. Her name is Molly Skaggs. And she's, of course, on the team of Bethel and Jonathan, Melissa Helser, Cageless Birds, all of that. I know I'm kind of getting off track right now, but I just have to explain why this moment was so special to me. There is a worship set that they did at Worship U. I think it's 23 if you're part of Worship U Online. They actually ended up taking the video down after I had watched it so many times. Thankfully, I had already downloaded it on my computer, so I still have it, but it's not on YouTube anymore. Anyways, there is a moment in that set where Melissa had just finished singing about opening yourself up and letting heaven flood your mind, like healing oil. And it's stunning, and just that was beautiful, but then it just gets quiet. I'm getting chills right now just talking about it. It gets quiet, and Molly starts playing the keys, just da 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 da, something like that. The moment she starts doing that, just chills came over me, and the Spirit of the Lord just filled the room as I'm listening to it, and I start crying. There goes a car. And I just start crying and taking in everything that's happening, because in that moment it was almost like you could hear heaven responding. And she starts playing, keeps playing, it gets even more powerful, it builds, and then it's just the whole team going together, everyone in the audience just lifting up their voice in their own language and their own song. And it's such a special moment that I had never experienced before, and I really look forward to experiencing that in person. But I go back to that video over and over and over again, and it has the same effect on me every single time. So anyways, meeting Molly was something that I was actually praying for this time. And the thing is, if I was vlogging my way down, I probably wouldn't have seen her standing right there. I would have been just caught up in the get this filmed for YouTube. But in being present, I was able to look around me and experience everything around me and meet her and hug her and thank her. So that was special. And then we got back to our seats, and I was crowded. This is probably a little TMI, but I didn't have space to lift my hands or like jump like how I need to when I'm worshiping in a setting like that. And I would have been fine to stand there, honestly. I don't know if anyone from Elevation is watching this, but I love you guys so much for helping me out. I couldn't breathe because the ladies in front of me were like releasing things that were not in the spirit. Like releasing some stuff, and it was not pleasant. I could not breathe. And so I ended up, when Bethel came on stage, I ended up going out in the hall. Like I left the stadium, I went out in the hall, and I was worshiping out there just so I could have space. I ended up texting someone, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, there's this person that's gonna come help you. And so I was able to make it down on the floor, because at first they wouldn't let me. They're like, you don't have an orange wristband. I'm like, but then I got like a pass, and they let me down on the floor, which was really, really wonderful. I remember walking down, and there was like this space cleared out for, I guess, the crazy worshipers, I don't know. But there was a bunch of us down there just like walking around and praising and jumping and twirling and just, oh, it was beautiful. And I was so happy to be in that space and to have room to do what I do at home when I'm all alone. Sorry. After Christine Kane had spoken and Bethel had come back up, I was just on the floor, like, worshiping as usual. But then, when the set ended, there was this lady who came up to me, and she was holding her baby, and she said that she was standing off and watching me dance while the whole thing was going on. And she was praying, and she heard the Lord speak to her to tell me that I am a daughter and that I am seen. And that was something I needed to hear, because I had been crying out to Abba, and I was just like, you know my love language. You know that I need to be near to people. I need to touch. That's my love language, guys. Touch and words. And with Abba, like, you can't really hug him except in dreams, which I have been able to do, and I'm so grateful for that. I had been going for a while without hearing his voice and without being able to have those special moments where I'm able to just hold his hand and hug him and stuff. And so hearing her tell me that the Lord had told her that he sees me. He sees me dancing. He sees me worshiping. He wants me to know that I'm his daughter. That was what I needed to hear. Again, I wouldn't have been able to experience that if I was caught up in vlogging. Being in the moment, being present, and being open to receive causes a lot of crazy things to happen in a beautiful way. And the more I look back on it, the more I just see all these little things that wouldn't have happened if I didn't surrender to what he wanted me to do for that night. During this trip, the past couple of days, I've been staring out the window, looking at this beautiful spring weather and everything, and the Lord kind of spoke to my heart last night about embracing the moments that you are given. So we just left Cleveland yesterday, and now we're in Franklin. The Father just kind of spoke to me last night. The moon was beautiful, and I was kind of emotional because I just left Brandon. Of course, you're going to be emotional when you have to leave the person that you love. The Father just kind of told me, embrace these moments I give you. Make the most of them. Don't get so caught up in wanting to capture it all on a phone or on a camera that you don't actually experience it. It's just been the same theme of being present for the past few weeks. And the more I thought about it, the more I just want to share it with you. Sorry, I had to wait for this truck to go by before I share my heart. I think he's just going to camp out there, but I know you can hear me. Embrace the moments that you're given, because you only get one chance. You only get one chance to take hold of the moments that you have right now. This breath is the only breath I'm going to breathe in this moment. So make the most of it, guys. I don't think we really realize how this could all just go away. And that's a very sad thought to think about. But that should make us take hold of these moments and to keep them close to our hearts and not just waste it by sitting around on our phones. Take hold of today. It's beautiful outside. Go and walk throughout creation. Experience the things that he's called you to do. Don't just sit around and wait for him to bring it to you. Go out and do it. Find your community. Find your calling. Listen for him. He's speaking to you and he sees you. And if we would just take the time to slow down and actually embrace the moments that he gives to us as gifts, that's when we are able to see him too. That's when we're able to find his gaze in a crowded room. When we're searching and we're looking. In a room of thousands, I can always find that one face that I am madly in love with, and I can find his eyes every time. And that's what it should be like with Abba. We should always be able to just put down the things we're doing, and in the midst of chaos, we can just find him, find our peace. And I hope that that kind of resonates with your heart. But just keep me in your prayers. There's a lot happening, and God is just so good. And I love you all so much. I'm so happy I get to share it with all of you. Thanks so much. I hope you all have a wonderfully blessed day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!